It is now the morning of day 3 of Contemporary-a-thon. 3, there we go. Sorry. It's early. But before we start on day 3, I need to update you on yesterday. I didn't get to film because we were busy. We watched America's Got Talent. The finale, winner will be announced tonight. So I'll definitely be watching that. We went to late night half price or $2 appetizers at Old Chicago, $2 pub pizzas. They're amazing. We got frozen bloodworms for the new friend. He finally ate, so that's a good sign. I'm hoping he'll be cool tonight, or this morning. Good grief, it's going to be a long day. But to update on reading, so you saw that I picked out this one at Barnes & Noble. This is Conviction by Kelly Lloyd Gilbert. I like to pick up books during readathons at bookstores that I've never heard of, and then also these weird awards that nobody's really ever heard of. So this is about a boy whose name is Braden, and he has an estranged brother, but his father is also just being accused of murder, and his dad is a Christian talk show host. So this is going to be an interesting read. I know the boy has to testify, and he kind of grapples with his faith, and I think after reading Poet X, it kind of goes with that, just kind of challenging or trying to understand your faith. And so for whatever reason, I'm drawn to that. I think I can relate to that because as a teenager, I did the same thing. Just as a relation, I guess, to the stories, I left the church when I was a junior in high school. I was raised in a Mennonite community, and then I got tired of the church itself. So I didn't stop believing in God, but I did stop believing in the church. I have came back around. I'm trying to find a church here where I'm at, but it's not easy, especially in a big city. So I'll read that at some point. The other book I showed you was Lifeboat 12. I really want to read it, but I didn't buy it because it's not a contemporary book. It's historical fiction. It is a middle grade World War II novel in verse. So it's going to be amazing. It's going to be short though, so I think I can just get it from the library because it'll go that quick. So it's on order there. So I'm going to wait because it was also full price because it's a hardback. So that will be for another wrap up, I'm sure, down the road. Because of the fact that I've finished 2 books already, Illegal, and what was the other one? Oh, The Poet X. I read 4 picture books to add to my teacher wall. I read My Dog Laughs. Super cute book just about having dogs and what they do. Allie All Along. This is about a little girl that gets mad and she kind of cools down along the story. And then Lulu is a Rhinoceros. It's about a bulldog that thinks she's a rhinoceros, and it's super cute. And then also this, If You're Going to March. I love the diversity in this book and all the families, but it does make some good statements. It tells you kind of basically how to prepare for a march. And it also says they're showing how they care about their country and want to make things better. And it talks about what a democracy is and just important things that kids should know of why people are marching and all that kind of stuff. Maybe know what their parents tell them. But anyway, that's another soapbox. I am on page 140 of Symptoms of Being a Human. This book is so important. I think every teenager should be reading this, every adult for sure. I don't know why it's not been talked about at all really on BookTube. I haven't heard anybody mention it, but it is so good. I will have some thoughts later as I finish this, but that's definitely happening today because I'm hooked. I also started When Friendship Followed Me Home, which is a middle grade about a dog, a stray dog, and a foster child. So tears will happen for sure on that. So I'm 30 minutes in on that, only 4.5 hours left. So who knows, I could finish 2 more books today, this one and the other one. So we're gonna go to work, teach some kids, and I will check in later. Documenting a successful adulting skill. Leaving, turning off your coffee pot. It's harder than it looks. You're welcome. All right, here we go. Off to work. Last night when we came to check on the little dude, my boyfriend said he could never leave his desk like this in the end of the day. But this is the life of a teacher. The more you know. It has been a super long day. It is 4:30. I just got home. I had my normal 300 minutes of teaching, 2 meetings, a quick lunch, and yeah, now it's time to relax. I'm gonna put the audiobook of Symptoms of Being a Human on. Probably eat a couple Monster cookies and milk, to be honest, that I got earlier this week. Tonight is kind of my relaxing night. Definitely gonna take the dog on a walk type of thing, probably to the park, but later because it is so hot. The sun is beating down. So I'm gonna do that. I need to make a to-do list of all the things I need to get done. So the kids have early release tomorrow and then no school Friday, but we have professional development. But there's just something about not having to worry about teaching kids that I can turn my brain on to to-do lists and getting that done this weekend, hopefully. So gonna do that. America's Got Talent is on tonight. I need to stop by the school because I forgot the shirt that I have to wear tomorrow. But yeah, I'll check in after a bit. America's Got Talent ready. Looks like Wednesday's Platte County Fair pie. This is like Toll House pie, pecan pie, like wrapped into one on steroids. My favorite. They only make it on Wednesdays at the cafe. And I picked up my t-shirt. I had no clue what this whole Kiki Do You Love Me thing was until our hip PE teacher had this shirt made. So PE Do You Love Me. And then all the specials had it made with ours on it. And since we have shortened day tomorrow, we're all gonna wear our specials team shirts. So I guess I have to learn the dance now? I don't know. But I'm so excited to see who's gonna win. The season has been so good. It is now 9:30. So AGT finale took 2 hours when I thought it was only supposed to be 1. But I still just finished Symptoms of Being Human. I am pretty much speechless with this. There's a lot to process. It's definitely a 5-star read. I will say right now that there is some very heavy assault that made my stomach flip, that made me tear up, made me want to even like get physically sick. So just know that going into that. But yeah, it's a story of a gender fluid teen named Riley and how they are just trying to navigate what it's like to be a teenager, like trying to understand themselves. And Riley starts a blog under a different name and starts writing all about it, and basically how her friends and not friends at school treat her and him. I'm still kind of confused on the pronoun of this. So probably it's they, because Riley doesn't ever come out and say that because it's in first person, so it's I. But there's a lot of talk about gender dysphoria, and it sets that up. And there's even talk about how Riley struggles with not trying to classify other people, which I think was a great conversation because, you know, she's so worried about people putting her in a bubble. And then she comes to realize, like, wait, I'm doing this to this person as well. So that was very interesting. There were parts that kind of gave me flashbacks to my double mastectomy time, I guess, a couple years ago. Not even a couple years ago. I don't even know, a year and a half. Kind of just some flashbacks of when I had fuzzy, very short hair after chemo and absolutely no breasts, and a couple different people called me sir, and how wrong that made me feel because my insides don't feel like a sir. And so, you know, it's hard to explain to other people that don't think that gender fluidity or transgenderness is a real human being, just what this book says. But being in that kind of body, I kind of use my experience to make people realize that, you know, it's not up to you to decide. It's that person. When I was mistaken for a man for that brief moment in my life, it was bad. I wrote a blog post about it. I'll put it down below. But so just knowing that people go through that their entire life is heartbreaking. I'm going to stop there because I'm going to cry. But it is a 5-star book, and I don't mean to bring my cancer story into it as the equal. It is not at all by any means. This book, you need to read it if you've never read. I've never found another book about gender fluidity or being gender fluid. I've read about transgender. I've read about other people from the LGBTQIA plus community, but this is the first one that I've read about gender fluidity, and I absolutely loved it. There's so much more to talk about, but I just need to process more of my feelings on this. But yeah, this is definitely going to be one of my top books of the year. I can already tell. I just flew through it, and normally I don't fly through things that fast, even though it is a readathon. So, I guess, let's see, 9:30. Probably gonna take a shower, straighten my hair. I ran out of the stuff that kind of like makes my hair have va-va-voom when it's curly. So it's gonna be straight tomorrow for once. I don't know. I've worn it straight twice since April, since it started to grow out. So that'll be interesting. It's gonna curl up anyways, but whatever. I'm gonna give it a shot. So now that I've finished this book, I might actually get to go to bed early. I figured I'd be up forever. But I do want to put this vlog together, so yep, there it goes. Anyways, I will talk to you guys in the morning. Good night. Good morning. It is day 4 of Contemporary-a-thon, and so this is obviously being added to day 3. As I was putting day 1 and 2 in, I realized there's a lot of time in there already, so I'm going to cut off day 3 and add it to this one. So, good morning. My voice is not there yet. I need to get it turned on because we have 3 hours straight of 100 kids at a time. It's going to be jam-packed today just because it's a shorter day, but all the special teachers are together, so that's awesome. Wearing my Library Do You Love Me shirt. I'm sure some kids will try to teach me how to do this dance, but whatever. This morning I listened to When Friendship Followed Me Home. I'm an hour and 45 minutes in, so I have 3.5 hours left. So far, it's got like the perfect formula for a middle grade that I would give a 5. So we could be 4 for 4 at the end of the day, hopefully. So adding to the fact that it's a foster child with a dog, a stray dog, you find out that the stray dog belonged to a homeless woman, but she couldn't take care of him anymore. And then there is also the little boy trying to get the dog trained to be like a facility dog so he can go into libraries and read, which is a goal that I have for my dog. We're not anywhere close for that. And then like his adopted mother at like 65, he finds her dead, and so he has to go through that, and he makes a new friend who is battling cancer, and it's just like, I mean, all of the things that I would enjoy in a book in the middle grade. So I think I might give that a 5 by the end of the day. I did start The Last Time I Lied last night. I only read the introduction, which I kind of already knew. It was only 4 pages, so hopefully I can crack into that today. This is obviously dark and taboo. When Friendship Followed Me Home. Was that my 5-star prediction? It might be. I'll have to look. I'll tell you later. But I'm headed to work to make the voting form for naming our axolotl. So that'll be exciting. And I'll just check in throughout the day. I think, like I said, early release. I might come home and take the dog to daycare for half a day. Just because with last night, the show being longer than I thought it would be, we didn't get out for a walk before the sun went down. And we don't go out after the sun goes down because creepy, and then he gets extremely protective, and yeah, that's not a good thing. So, anyways, I will talk to you later today. Happy reading. It is 3:45. I am home, let the dog out. I do have a chiropractic appointment I'm going to go to, and then I think I'm going to go back to Barnes & Noble because I had a coupon for $2 off a Starbucks coffee, and I could use it. And since I don't have to teach tomorrow, I can have a little caffeine hype if it happens, which probably won't. But yeah, so I'm going to get some reading done. I need to pick up the book, the physical copy of When Friendship Followed Me Home, so I can do some of that as well. But trying to fit my hair in this frame made me realize that we've reached an impasse, and it might be long enough where I need to find a stylist here to help me wear it straight again or figure out how to style it, because this is just crazy. So that is a interesting and awesome development, I guess, but now I gotta figure out how much money I want to spend, because it's insanely more expensive here in the city than back home to do all this. So yeah, I'm gonna start doing some research. We'll see what I can find. Oh, and as you can see from earlier, the axolotl was swimming around, which is so great because that means he's getting more comfortable. His gills had pinked up, which was great to see because that means that they're eating better. But then after school, they had gotten lighter again and he wouldn't eat type of thing, so I don't really know what to do about that situation. But the kids did name him. They voted on Spike. I guess I'll get used to it. My favorite, Peppermint, came in second place, and unless 65 teachers got in later and voted, Spike is his name. So there's that. Yeah, I'm gonna go to my chiropractor appointment. I do need to walk the dog for a while when I get back because we did not get that done yesterday. So I think a lot of audiobook will be happening tonight. So I will be sure to check in on how things are going. Did you just kick something over the balcony? Now what are you gonna do? He lost his dog chew. You're out of luck, dude. Come on. Let's go back inside. It is now 7:50 and I've kind of gotten quite a bit done. So I got home and took the dog on a walk because we went to go to the field and there were kids playing at the field, so the dog's obviously bummed because he knows when we're gonna go play soccer. And so instead we worked on a new command, which was walk with me, because he likes to zoom ahead instead of walking next to me, so we're working on that. Okay, he's also chewing on an antler. All right, take it and go, bud. Go. Thank you. All right, and then, so while I was at the bookstore, I came across two contemporaries that were YA that looked really good. The first one that you saw me pull out was about two siblings that are grieving the loss of their own siblings who are actually dating each other and made a suicide pact. And so the sister finds this bucket list that they had created together, and so obviously the two siblings are gonna go and kind of live out that bucket list essentially. And then the second one was a little bit more vague, and it was called The Border, and it was about these four Hispanic kids that were playing music around a bonfire or something, and then they heard 4 gunshots, and it was people that were coming after them for something that their parents had done. And so it's kind of them escaping Mexico, and I'm assuming crossing the border. So I was considering those two books, and then I came across this one, which is not at all a contemporary. It's Winnie's Great War. It is the longer story of Finding Winnie, which is a true story of Winnie the Pooh. This is one of my favorite picture books that I hadn't bought yet. So when I found this, just came out, I needed to pick this up too. So if you have not read this, even if you don't read picture books, please, 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 pick it up from your library. It's a story of obviously this bear that is named Winnie after a town, Winnipeg, during World War I think, and it's her relationship with the soldiers and how actually the author is connected to Winnie and the soldier. And at the end of it, your jaw just drops when it all comes together. I didn't know that ahead of time, and I just read it to my kids because it was a Caldecott that year, and 1st through 5th grade absolutely loved it. Not only that, it has the prettiest naked artwork on the book, and so it's one of my favorite all-time picture books for sure. I think it's my second favorite. If You Plant a Seed by Kadir Nelson is my first, just for the illustrations. But this is the longer middle grade version with obviously more detail, the same artwork, but the naked artwork is beautiful as well. So I cannot wait to get into this very, very soon. So those two were my picks. Spent more money today than I intended to on books, but I don't even care because this was on my list of things and I didn't even know it was out yet. So I have 55 minutes left of the audiobook of When Friendship Followed Me Home. Now here's the deal. So we already knew foster care, stray dog, his friend is battling or has battled cancer or something, and then her mom is a library media specialist, so that was kind of funny. And I think even somebody in the story is a speech pathologist, which is what my mom does. So there's a lot of connections already. So I've just gotten to the part where his friend is basically re-diagnosed with cancer, and she's just got a port put in, and she's like, they're explaining how chemo feels going through your veins. So this is obviously triggering for me because as a breast cancer survivor, I went through all that, but also like my remission checkup is in 2 weeks, and so I'm panicking about whether or not I'm still in remission or not. And so hearing this little girl have to go through it, it's gonna wreck me. So this may be the last that you hear from me about that book. Just know I'm probably gonna give it a 5. I pray to God that this little girl makes it and just doesn't like. It's gonna be a long night if she doesn't. Let's just say that. So, anyways, I'm going to finish that book, and maybe check in, maybe not. The next time you hear from me, I may be just talking about The Last Time I Lied, a murder mystery thriller, because, whew, hitting a little too close to home at this point, but I'm loving it nonetheless. So, anyways, I'll talk to you later. Alright, I am finished. I cried. I'm giving it a 5 stars. Right away, I texted one of my best teacher friends and told her that I don't know whether to recommend this for read aloud or to tell you to, like, stay away. It's like the teacher trifecta of things that will make you cry in front of children. And so she might read it ahead of time. But holy smokes, yeah. Anyways, so this is day 4 of Contemporary-a-thon. I have finished 4 books, all of which are 5 stars. I've never had this much success in a readathon, so I'm just loving it. And I'm nervous, like, that the rest of my books will not, like, meet those expectations. So I have The Last Time I Lied for my dark taboo contemporary, All American Boys with my initials on the cover. I think that would be a 5 star. And then The Hating Game for a new to me author. So I have those 3 left. I think they're going to be like a 5 star and maybe 2 4 stars, but we'll see. I'm going to go in with the thriller just because I need something to get my mind off of what I just read. This is heavy stuff. But anyways, I don't know if I'll check in later. I really don't. I might go to bed early, might read some more. We'll see what happens. So, talk to you soon.